on his huge decision to drop Daly Cherry-Evans as the Maroons try and level the series in Perth.
Yeah, obviously Daly wanted to play and he was disappointed that he wasn't going to get the opportunity. You won't hear a negative word from me about Daly Cherry-Evans, what he's given this jersey and what he's done. But yeah, we just feel that you earn every opportunity to play in this jersey, and we just feel that Tom Dearden has earned the opportunity to play in the number 7 jersey, and we feel it's the right thing for the footy team.
Both firmer as well, only got 17 minutes or so in game 1.
Yeah, we just felt that you know, Kurt Capewell was doing really well at club level, and his actions had earned an opportunity to come into the team, so we feel that's the best for the team.
Who's your captain?
Yeah, so obviously today, you know, we announced a squad. Teams don't need to be announced until tomorrow lunchtime, so we'll make everyone aware of who the captain is tomorrow.
What was your thinking about bringing Ezra Mam into the camp?
Yeah, again, he's the right person for that position right now. I'm sure people will have their speculation. He's been doing a great job over the last few weeks since he's returned, and yeah, we feel that the squad will benefit from him being here. It was great to see Reece back playing the way that he was. He's got a real spring in his step and a real energy about him. We just feel that the ones that we have at the moment are the right ones.
And this is a rare position for you as a coach. How do you feel? How do you approach it?
As in?
Like you've never lost back-to-back series.
Okay. Well, I'm only still pretty new as a coach. I felt pressure the first day I stood here. It's a pressure situation. It's a pressure position to be in, but that pressure is also a privilege.
Billy's bombshell. Maroons captain DCE has been dropped for game 2, and Tom Dearden will take his spot in the number 7 jersey. Big call. Possibly, well, I'd say Billy Slater's biggest call as a coach. I don't even doubt that. Thoughts on this?
State of loyalty, Gordy. State of loyalty.
Why?
Well, you've dropped your captain.
Yeah, we lost we lost the last 3 games.
Yeah, but you guys, and this has been giving it to us. You too, Rudy.
Where's your captain from last year?
Yeah, didn't you sack a winning captain?
He's fit for game 2.
He was crook.
He's fit for game 2, and you
He
lost the
was
front rower.
I remember you guys saying...
So was Payne Haas. So was Stephen Crichton. You took them into camp.
Where's your captain?
I remember you guys saying if we had Jake in our team, Queensland wouldn't drop him, because Queensland don't drop their captains.
Yeah, because you
guys have said that on this show.
No, you won, because you won last year. We lost.
Then DCE gets...
We lost last year.
DCE gets the chop and you need a change.
Yeah. Can I give you a lesson in how it works? Pick and stick.
I need a lesson
Well, it feels like I've got to give you a lesson.
No.
Because you pick and stick when you win. What you guys have done in the past, if you've won and dropped blokes. You won last year. Let me finish. You've won last year. Your captain of that team...
was unfit.
He's fit now.
He was
and you lost the front rower. He's fit now. You lost the front rower. What'd you do? You ignored him.
No.
You ignored him.
So you won't listen. That's your problem.
Well, that's a fact.
We won the first game of the series, and we're retaining the side that won the first game.
Oh, okay.
It is
as
bad
opposed
luck.
to the captain of the team that won for you last year.
That Jake wasn't available.
It's ridiculous.
It's okay to change your captain. It's all right. You don't need to get your backup.
But you guys always talk about this.
The only reason you see rattled, and so do they.
Look, we've...
The only reason it's a story,
we've struggled
Gordy,
to score points, right? I think we were 4 and 6 in the last 2 games, right? So we struggled. I think Dearden's a better running threat, and we saw with the Broncos when Ezra Mam and Reece Walsh come back, you need a running threat. Like, you need some unpredictability, and I think that he might bring it. And DCE, I think he's been amazing. I think 26 origins. He's played a lot of good ones. He won that series when Dog said it was our worst ever side. You do feel sorry for him. Did he deserve to? But it's where we are at now, and it's a must-win game.
That's really interesting you say that, because he was sacked on the back of that fantastic game, Brookie, Saturday before.
No, he was sacked because of the first state of origin. And last year.
Just let me finish. Round 3, when he announced he was leaving Manly, his form's been terrible 1 week. Okay. So if you were going to drop him,
well, that's probably our loyalty.
It wasn't game
so
1.
that goes back to your first question. Where was our loyalty? Our loyalty was giving him his last shot to see whether he's still up to it, and we lost the game.
So you made a mistake.
Yeah, yes, we did. Probably.
I wrote a column too.
It looks like that we've made.
I thought we should have kept him. I must stress that. I said I thought he should have played in game 2.
Why is that?
Because I thought he deserved that.
Yeah.
But I understand why he's been dropped. because the whole concept of loyalty, you're not loyal to players and teams that lose. And we've lost our last 3 games in State of Origin with Daly there. And you're right, I think his form's been really inconsistent this year. I would like to have seen him kept, but I completely understand why he's been dropped.
It's a new era. You know, he's getting on in age. I think we can all agree to that. And he's still a fine player, if not a great player. But you got Tom Dearden, who's just chomping at his heels, who is looked dangerous that last 10 minutes. Very creative. He's fast. You know, he brings a little bit of unpredictability, but he's also very consistent. And his time is now. You know, they nearly did it in game 1, and that's obvious by them dropping him after game 1. And he's got his opportunity now. It's a changing of the guard. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just having a bit of fun with you blokes, but he's just a little bit sensitive.
You've been bagger. Look, the bottom line is you had to make a change because the Hammers...
So you agree with it now?
No. Well, yeah, but I do. But I just can't understand you banging on about loyalty for so many
Well, we
years.
are really loyal. I said we gave him a chance. You didn't even give your captain
and 2 years
a chance.
disloyal.
Hey, listen, don't talk about it.
You can't give us lessons in loyalty.
I'm just trying to say...
You're winning captain sitting on the sideline for Origin 2.
I'm just trying to say, you've got a Rolls-Royce centre there, the Hammer, right?
Yes.
And he hardly saw the football in game 1, and that requires... And Robert Toy didn't get a lot of clean space, and I think it's one reason you had to change your half.
I'll tell you what, their forwards are going to be better.
Yeah.
You know, like this is what happens in Origin. It's always the 6 and 7. No matter if you lose, it's the bullseye on 6 and 7. No one looks at the forwards, how many metres they ran or how effective they were. But we all know it, don't we, Gordy? The forwards are going to be better. Now, Ezra Mam, surprise call up into the squad. How did we take this, and are we happy or not?
I don't know. Look, he's part of the extended squad. He's not playing. I understand why they brought him in because he's part of the future. I think long term he'll be part of the plan. It's not a great look. Imagine. So, I understand why people are upset with it, Braith.
Why isn't it a good look?
Well, given what's happened, Gordy, and
hold on,
it's
the
been well
judicial
documented.
system,
yeah, I understand.
right, hit him with the punishment.
Yeah.
The game was way harsher on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look, Ben Ikin, the CEO of the Queensland Rugby League, and Billy Slater have not read the room under these circumstances. Saw him when he ran onto Brookie, the entire crowd booed him.
Yeah, I got booed there too.
Yeah, he is very, very lucky to be playing NRL football this year.
Yes.
Very lucky.
But
I'm not going to go through the crime again.
But has he served his punishment?
No, I think...
No?
I think, and we've had to wear him coming back to play NRL this year. The NRL made the mistake there and so did the Broncos. But to put him on the highest stage of our game, showpiece, extended bench or not,
well, don't blame Queensland
he's going
for
to the
picking
fans.
Him. Don't blame Queensland for picking him. He's there, he's playing the game. He should be allowed to be chosen.
But he's not going to play though, Buzz.
Doesn't
he's just
matter.
part of the extended squad.
Be part.
So off-field, so off-field indiscretions can stop you from any game?
This was the most serious off-field indiscretion for a very long period of time, driving with drugs and drink in his system and putting a little girl into hospital.
Yes.
He does not deserve to be any part of Origin this year. That's my view.
So you can play our game but not get the rewards from it?
In this situation, I think he was entitled to a greater punishment. I would have been happy if he didn't play footy this year.
Well, it's not his fault.
No, it's not.
No, of course, I'm not saying that, Gordy.
Yeah.
But
I'm just surprised Ben Ikin, of all people, so smart, so clever, has not read the fans on this occasion.
So, go, Rudy.
Once the NRL gave him the sanction he was given, and he's cleared for Origin, Buzz, I don't think you can blame the QRL. I mean, he's eligible at the moment.
It's their team.
Yeah, but he's playing in the NRL. He's played the last 2 weeks in the NRL.
Do you think the QRL
he's on the extended bench.
Listen,
he's not
do you
playing,
think the
Buzz.
QRL understands the fan outrage that he's even playing footy this year?
You'd have to be head in your sand not to understand it. As you said, he got booed relentlessly 2 weeks ago.
They've gone to the fans up yours.
Do you think
their only concerns the Queensland fans, Buzz?
Will he play?
I don't think the Queensland fans... I don't think it's an issue for them.
Will he play? So you're saying he's not going to play, he's just in the squad? Is that
I think he's just in the extended squad. Well, that's my understanding, Braith.
Because if you actually look at
What if there's an injury? What if there's an injury?
What, during the week?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he comes in then. Maybe, yeah, he does, because he's in the extended squad.
Not a good look for rugby league, my view.
If you think about it, though, if they're not going to play him, it's a fair point you make. Why even sort of expose him to that at this point in
Why
his career?
inflame the
If he's not going to
fans?
play, if he's going to play, it's probably different. But if he's not going to play, it's probably
Because
unwanted.
next year, if they pick him, this same situation.
But
would-
what figures are they inflaming,
Rudy,
The Queensland, do you think
no, read the
Queensland
room,
fans?
mate.
No, do you think Queensland fans are upset about him being selected?
I
tipping no.
haven't had a look at the reaction today. You've asked me for my opinion. That is my opinion.
Yep.
He's very lucky to be playing for the Broncos. It is not his fault.
And you
he
make all
got
valid points.
It
You make
is
great
not
points.
his fault.
Well, the game should have come down harder on him. But
course
if
they
he's
should.
but if he's playing in the NRL, he deserves to get selected.